morning, guys. Again, this is Engineer Mark Anthony. I would like to say a blessed Friday morning to all of the civil engineering students who are watching right now. Today's topic we are going to discuss with regards to potable waterline works. But before we are going to proceed for our activity, we are going to show you first what are the main four classification of water. If you can see here on the board, you can see item number 1, we have the potable water. And then at the same time, we have the non-potable water. And then also we have the gray water, and also we have the black water. Potable water, this is the type of water which are suitable for human consumption. You can drink, you can use for cooking, etc. And the non-potable water, this is the type of water which you can see on rivers and lakes, wells, so on and so forth. And then at the same time, we have the gray water. Gray water, this is the type of water which you are using on bathrooms, washing machines, and also when you're going to wash your dishes on daily basis. And lastly, we have black water. This black water, this is the type of water which is not suitable for human consumption, of course, and not suitable for human use. This black water, this is known as contaminated water. Let's say, for example, storm water. Let's say, for example, foul water which came from toilets, so on and so forth. So our topic is on item number 1, which is the potable water. So first thing first, before we are going to proceed this type of activity on site, we are going to ensure that all the necessary documentations are in place before you are going to proceed for the activity. So we are going to then identify what are the types of documents which you are going to prepare before you are going to proceed for the work execution. So the main document which you are going to prepare is the material approval request, or known as the material submittal. So you have to submit all the necessary documents, all the types of material you have to submit to project consultant for approval before you are going to use this on site. So let's say, for example, materials approval for the pipes, the fittings, and necessary related materials which you are going to use on site application. And then at the same time, you need also the method statement. So you're going to submit to your project consultant the method statement. This is the document stating all the works, process, and procedure, how you're going to execute this activity on site. And then at the same time, we had also the inspection and test plan, which is a general requirement. The inspection and test plan, this is the document stating all the process of testing before you're going to determine whether the work on site is satisfactory before you're going to hand over this to the end user or the client. And then lastly, we need also necessary work permits before you're going to execute on site. Let's say, for example, we have the environmental permits. And then at the same time, you have also the excavation permit, safety permit on site, excavation permit, you need hot work permit, you need also electrical works permit if required, you need cold work permit on daily basis, so on and so forth, etc. It depends on project requirement. So after you complete all those necessary documentations, you obtain all the approvals, you are now ready to execute the work on site. The first stage which you are going to execute is you have to do the pre-construction survey. First, you are going to determine all the obstruction before you are going to execute your activity on site. Once it is all completed, those activities are completed, so you are now ready to do the execution. So the main thing which you are going to emphasize first is the survey setting out. This main activity which you are going to execute on site is survey setting out. So you are going to establish points in order to determine the limit of your work, and then at the same time, this is the area, or this is the process where you can determine only the limit of your excavation. So, and then at the same time, when all the setting out has been established, so you are now ready to proceed with the excavation. So first, you have to determine first setting out, survey, and then at the same time you need also the, after all has been done, So you can proceed now for the excavation activity. After you proceed for the excavation activity, you are now ready to proceed with the laying of geotextile membrane. And then at the same time, after the laying of geotextile membrane, you are now ready to proceed with regards to laying of bedding materials. On the trench. Once you completed, with regards to the laying of bedding materials, you can establish now the pipe laying works. After the pipe laying works, you have to establish now all those activity, so you can now proceed with regards to pressure testing. And we have item number 7. You need the pipe disinfection. And then also, after disinfection, you can proceed now for the flushing of pipes. Once you completed all the sequence of work, you can proceed for next activity, which is known as the surround. This is backfilling of the surround materials. And after establishing the surround materials, you can go now for the laying of warning tapes. And lastly, you can proceed now with regards to backfilling works. Now, here on item number 10 and 11, sometimes it depends on site condition. If the area is shallow, so you have to establish the concrete protection slab. Because you have to ensure that when traffic will occur in the future, the pipe will not get damaged, so it is protected. So these are the activities which you are going to execute on site with respect to pipe laying works. Let's say, for example, we have item number 1, setting out, excavation, geotextile membrane, laying of bedding materials, and then also you have the pipe laying works, and then also you have the pressure testing, and also you had the disinfection process, and you have the flushing of pipes, and also you have the laying of surround materials, surround aggregate materials. And also, you have the laying of warning tapes, and last activity, the backfilling works. These are all the process of work execution on site with respect to pipe laying works. So for the time being, this is for now. We are going to proceed for part 2 of this video. So thank you very much for watching. So once again, have a blessed Friday morning. Thank you very much and have a nice day.